All right. Hey, everybody. It's Kristin O'Brien, the president of Center County Association of Realtors, and we are here doing our Business Partners series. And today we are learning about, I guess, education. So I'll let Eleanor introduce herself, talk a little bit about who you are, what you do. Take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Eleanor. I am the Director of Program Development for Polley Associates School of Real Estate. We are a real estate school. We also offer appraisal services, and we offer services to those seeking an initial salesperson license, those who are looking to upgrade to their broker's license, those who are becoming trainee or residential certified appraisers, as well as exam prep programs, seminars, and continuing education for all of those licenses. My personal experience is in education. That's my background. And I have both a bachelor's and master's in professional and secondary education with a focus on curriculum and assessment. So my job here is kind of to take real estate related and appraisal related items and turn them into better, higher quality educational programs so that the real estate education industry can kind of move into more of a best practices for education system. One of the best things I love to tell people about Polley Associates is that we are the oldest school in the state. We have been licensed since 1971. Well, we've been in business since 1971. Licenses weren't even issued yet then. And we got our license issued in 73. So it is our 50-year anniversary this year. And we are really excited about that. So let's see, what else should you know about us?
Well, you said that you started in education, right?
Yeah. Yes, so I taught middle school for 10 years.
Bless your heart, because we were all crazy as middle schoolers. I feel like that's like an age where everybody's just like, So what made you want to get into this side of things?
Sure. We're actually a family operated school. So this is my husband's family owns the school. And this was kind of a perfect transition into this. They were in need of somebody who could write courses and move programs forward, things like live streaming classes and seeking the new approvals that are needed to run classes and things like that as things progress. And that's kind of my background, is that curriculum and assessment and data and statistical analysis of programs is part of teaching. A lot of people don't even realize how in-depth it is behind the scenes on that kind of stuff. But so it was a perfect fit for me to come in here and start learning about real estate to apply it to education.
Wow, yeah, I did not realize it was a family-owned company. That's shame on me. I take all your courses, I should know.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, so then you start talking a little bit about the company. So what you talked about the services, or just is there any more in depth that you want to go through? I know you said basically getting your real estate license, getting your broker's license, or you offer some appraisal things. Is there anything else, or do you want to talk a little bit more about like the variety of classes you offer?
Yeah, sure. The two things that I think your members would really be interested in are obviously continuing education, as well as NAR designations and certificate programs. We do offer a pretty wide variety of those to people, where they can earn designations and certifications through the NAR programs, and they can also earn broker credit by doing it with us because we have it approved as a real estate school as well. So they can kind of get double duty on those items if they're looking for it. Right now, we offer 3 different kinds of classes. We have the traditional self-paced, we also have classrooms, and we have the live streaming. And that's also something that is different about us. There are a lot of real estate schools in Pennsylvania, but there are very few that offer continuous in-person operations. Now, obviously, pre-pandemic, we offered them very regularly. We are slowly moving in that direction again. So in the State College area, we typically held classes in State College as well as Bedford. And we are working to get those up, hopefully for the fall, again, running as we move forward. The designations and certificates are amazing programs if anyone is interested in learning about them. They're offered by NAR, the REBAC Council creates most of them, and then there are also a few from REBI, the Real Estate Business Institute. ABR, accredited by a representative. SRS, Seller Representative Specialist, SRES, Senior Real Estate Specialist, are some of the more popular ones. We also just added RENE, which is Real Estate Negotiations Expert, SFR, Short Sales and Foreclosure Resources, and we also have a Realtor Safety Matters course that's available for CE credit. And so all of those are fantastic programs. I don't know if you've done any or if CCAR has sponsored any recently, but we love putting those on because NAR just has fantastic programs. They update them consistently and they provide real life and real world applications that people can walk away that day and apply in their practice.
Yeah, I know we used to, and that's something we should probably strategically talk about moving forward. I know we used to try to offer them in person as much as possible. Obviously, last year we didn't do anything. Everything was whatever was online, you know. And I think, you know, next year will be a continuing ed year. So next year I know it's going to be a big deal for everybody. So that's great to know that you guys, it's kind of a one-stop shop. You guys kind of have a little bit of everything. Which is really important to members. The easier you can make their life, the better. So I know so you said you're going to be bringing back some of the in-person stuff locally here in State College, which is great. Are you offering, I know like I was going for my broker license, you know what I mean? So that has all was shifted to virtual. Are you guys keeping those? Like, how did that affect what you guys are offering? You know, how did COVID, I guess, affect that? Are you going to keep more of those virtual classes permanently, or?
We are hoping to. So the live streaming classes actually go very well. It was nerve-wracking starting that program because you never know. You're logging onto that first class and you're like, what is going to happen? But I was impressed how within a month or so of starting it, it felt like a real classroom. I mean, it really does feel like a real classroom. And it has opened up the ability for people anywhere in the state, no matter how close or far a physical school is, to take these classes, which means they're getting better education and more access to it. So live streaming is actually only available right now in Pennsylvania due to the emergency declaration from Governor Wolf's office. That is what allows live streaming classes to run, as well as many other waivers across the state. Our hope is to proceed with getting the correct approvals now in place. But technically right now they're only available because of a waiver. So whatever happens over the next few weeks with those could depend on what we're able to offer, given the results of Tuesday's election, as well as the fact that it's set to expire today and has not been renewed as of the time of this recording. But we are working toward getting, it's a very difficult approval process for online courses. We have 2 approved at this time, and we are pulling through with as many as possible because they offer it. It is so amazing for people that are, especially if you're in a very remote area. I know you're in State College, Center County, and you know that's not a remote area to me because there's a lot around there. You have access to things, but there are parts of Pennsylvania that are still very lacking in access to quality education for these kinds of things. So I hope they get to stay. Fingers crossed.
All right, well, that's good to know because I didn't have clarity around how that all worked. I was really excited when we were allowed to take stuff online. I mean, I knew
everybody
why.
was. The commission seems committed to making it more permanent, but it would require a law change. So it's a little complex at this time, and we are all patiently waiting to see what happens over the next few weeks.
Okay. So with that, moving forward, like what things do you want people to know as far as for 2021? You know, what can we expect as far as what you guys are going to have available? You know, what makes you unique to other, you know, online classes?
Sure. What makes us unique is our physical location. Although we're headquartered in Delaware County, so I mean, it's a hike, there is an actual office with actual people who are actually sitting here that you could access if you wanted. And that's not true of a lot of schools that offer online education. Many of them are online only. Other things that are unique about our courses are that for our pre-licensing courses anyway, the self-paced classes are only available through us in Pennsylvania. They were made based off of our classroom courses and created for us. So they're not just partnered out with other people for the real estate practice and fundamentals, which is nice. It was made for Pennsylvania. The other thing is obviously CE is coming up again. It feels like it just ended, but continuing education is due for licensees again, May 31st of next year. There is a required class for all veteran licensees, people who are not renewing for the first time. The topic is diversity in real estate. So everyone will want to make sure that they are signing up for the correct things. And last but not least, your ethics is due December 31st. So I'm sure Kristin and CCAR are already sending out notifications to you guys to get that done. We do have self-paced online options that can count towards CE as well. So
Awesome.
I think those are the big things. Just be aware of what's coming up, because last year the cycle got so wonky that I think a lot of people may not even realize it's time again. It surprised me. That's how I felt about it when I realized I had to plan for it.
I felt the same way because I felt like we kind of pushed everything off last year, like renewals, all that just kind of got pushed and delayed, and they were like, oh, you can renew later. And so I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's happening too fast too. I don't know. Okay. Is there anything we need to know in today's market that's, that's different? I mean, we already touched on a few points, but is there anything that we didn't cover yet that we should probably put on everybody's radar?
I mean, as far as market fluctuations, we deal with that a lot less than a real estate company regarding but we do. I mean, one of the classes we're going to be offering is called Client Servicing in a Tough Market. And I think it's just important for licensees to realize how their education and getting a quality course, even if they feel they walked away and it didn't affect their practice the next day, something that they learned could affect them later. We've seen leaving out of the lockdowns, we saw a housing market boom unlike any other in turning into an extreme seller's market. And it's wonderful, but it is always important to keep in mind that at some point, whether it be near or far in the future, the pendulum will swing the exact opposite way. It's just the cycle. And there are two kinds of tough markets. You're in one now if you're representing buyers, and one day you'll be in one later if you're representing sellers. And so learning the techniques and the items that can help you through those times are very important. The tougher markets make or break agents and put agents in or out of the top tiers. So learning how to service both ends of the spectrum is really important.
I agree 100%. So what courses would you recommend that you guys offer agents take for those types of things? I know you just mentioned the new one that's coming out.
Yeah, ABR and SRS are two big ones, the designations, representing buyers, representing sellers. We usually recommend people take those in conjunction with each other because they are also elective courses of each other to finish designations. But if you only represent buyers, obviously just the one would even help because they do go over the different market fluctuations and the intricacies on that. We have a social media ethics course online that's fantastic because it really goes over not just state licensing law things, but things for you to consider about your marketing that you might not be quite realizing what is being put out there and how it's affecting what kind of responses you're getting back. We offer a great risk management course, which is a big part of tough markets because agents are more likely to do something risky for a client in a tough market, not on purpose or maliciously, of course. I just mean, you're putting in higher offers than you would normally suggest a person do. You're allowing them to go in without inspection clauses and things, or maybe not allowing, that's probably not the right word, but there are riskier behaviors in tougher markets. And so risk management to limit your own liability by legally making sure you're covering yourself is an important aspect of that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's a really good one. Really good one. Nice. See, I'm learning. I didn't even know what to expect. That's why we're having these, chats. Awesome. All right. So is there anything else you want to share? I mean, we talked a little bit about you. I didn't realize that was it's a family-owned company. That's amazing. We talked about the company and the services. We talked a little bit about some of the strategic things agents can do in today's market. What haven't we talked about that you wanted to share? Anything?
I think we've about hit everything. I know there's one other person I'd like to mention on here, which is Barry Hoy, who is one of our best instructors. He's right out of State College in Center County. I know a lot of your members are probably familiar with him, and he is teaching those live streaming classes, over half of our broker classes online. So if you enjoy Barry, you have access to him throughout the entire state right now. So, I mean, it's actually a great time to be alive, because he is bringing his humor and expertise straight through the internet without you having to drive. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody realized that they do have access to the beloved Barry Hoy via Zoom on a lot of those courses.
I know that is true. We're used to having him here in State College because he does all the in-person stuff. So yeah, he is fun and he knows a lot. So he's a good egg. So okay. All right. Well, I won't take up much more of your time. I just want to say thank you so much being a business partner for our association. We will put any contact information that you want in our social media. So let me know, what's a good way to get a hold of you guys. We'll make sure we get that out to the members. Do you have a preference? Do you want people to go to your website? I know, like, when I go to your website, it's awesome. There's everything you need on there, but what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, we're available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can call our office. The phone number is on the website. It's 610-353-6776. You can email us at polley@polleyassociates.com. We do have a Facebook and an Instagram. I believe we have a Twitter, but that's probably not the best way to reach us. But Facebook and Instagram, you can get through on messages if needed. So all of those are fine ways to contact us.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for taking time today, and we'll hope to see you more. And that's all I have. So thank you, Eleanor. It was great talking to you.
Thank you, Kristin. Bye.
Bye.